But I'm gonna show y'all that video of that girl with that one arm, man. She was
Greg go.
her jumper was lethal.
She
was a good player.
Did y'all see the video? I'm pretty sure y'all probably shared it. I don't know. I was in and out the group this week. What's it? Corey Benjamin, his daughter, laid old girl out.
Corey Benjamin.
I think that's what his name was.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I know.
It was a video of a dude who's playing in the NBA for Chicago Bulls. His daughter was playing, I guess, school ball, and I guess she either got ripped or something, and she got mad and ate the girl ass out.
I do know who Corey Benjamin is.
I didn't click the video, but I seen that. Braxton.
Greg posted it. Greg posted. I'm telling y'all, I'm a real life PTSD sufferer.
I don't know.
You put that Russian body in there. I'm thinking KGB. I'm thinking Russian operative. I can't click nothing he put in there. I'm a real life PTSD sufferer. It ain't no joke or nothing. I'm a real life PTSD. I go right in the warrior mode. Anyway.
I didn't know his sacks was down that low this year. I got my TV on. They talking about Chase Young only got 1.5 sacks for the year.
Hell, whole Washington defense been sorry.
Hey, are we talking about Travis Scott and Astro World? Or no?
I thought we did last week. Not last week.
It just happened this past week.
Did it?
Didn't it? We didn't do that last week.
It was last weekend.
I don't know. I still don't really know much about this situation.
Hey, y'all need to introduce me. I'm David Ruffin. These are the Temptations.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
I did have some names lined up for y'all today on the intro. I ain't gonna lie.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Hey, I was gonna say we have Ladarius. If you don't agree with me, you must be stupid, Mathis.
Dang, man.
If you can't see the natural. I should say if you can't get the 2 + 2, you don't have to agree with me. But if you can't get the 2 + 2, you don't even have to say you must be. We just gonna say you are. I'm gonna say you are.
Hey. Anyway, I guess there was a rumor was it this week? I came
you gonna introduce Vladimir, our black Russian.
Bro, you gotta chill out with this.
He over here translating our conversation to send back to the mothership.
You said why he went mute? He went mute and shut off his camera.
I went mute because my baby girl printed out something here in the office, man. You acting crazy. You gotta chill out. You already affirmed, you know what I'm saying? You got I don't want to come with that, but you know.
I got severe PTSD. I won't even lie to you. I get right. Yeah, it's serious.
I feel you. I mean, I don't truly understand, you know, all that entails, but you know, I respect that. But man, you being silly with this whole Russian stuff, man. What we talking about today? I don't need to be introduced. Everybody know me.
I got severe PTSD. You think it's a game? I'm telling you, I get paranoid. It's real deal. It ain't no joking. It ain't no joke at all. I'm serious. I swear. Oh, everything I stand for.
I you know. Hey, I gotta say.
I was having a discussion about that with somebody yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before. I was trying to tell them, this shit's real, man.
Yeah.
It's real. Like when people with PTSD, when we start having our moments, it's best to just leave us be. Because it can go left real fast. It can go left real fast. Just leave it be.
That good.
Right. Do y'all think
what else we got
if Deion leaves Jackson State for TCU, does that help or hurt like the HBCU college football programs? I guess does it?
I would say I speak first, y'all don't mind. I think it hurts. Excuse me. I think it hurts HBCU football simply because, excuse me, I feel like Deion has brought a level of notoriety, not just because like he coaches, but since he's been at Jackson State, he's been in the media a lot. I want to say he was on College Game Day. I could be 100% wrong about that, but like I know before Deion got there, like I think it was the first week or something, they talked a lot about HBCU on College Game Day on ESPN. And in my lifetime, because I've been watching College Game Day, and I'm gonna say I at least go back to the year 2000, which is 21 years ago. I don't ever remember them talking a lot about or really mentioning HBCUs at all, unless they was talking about Jerry Rice or what's the other cat?
Had a
Not
couple
Walter
players.
Payton. I know we all
Steve
know, but
McNair.
I'm talking about like more recently. You hear Jerry Rice or Steve McNair is the one
Yeah.
the one I was talking about. So I think the profile with just like everywhere he go, he was on that I Am Athlete podcast with Brandon Marshall and them other cats. He decked out in the JSU stuff. He done had a lot of like celebrities, whether it's rappers or professional athletes that come to the Jackson State program. And when they're posting their interactions with the Jackson State athletes, excuse me, the football team in particular. They're posting that stuff on social media, right? So I think he has definitely increased the visibility of it. And I think if he leaves, it goes back to where it was. I mean, because you got to think you have other professional athletes that were great players in the NFL that coach at HBCUs. Eddie George coaches at, I want to say it's Hampton. I might be totally wrong. Greg was more informed. It might be Tennessee State. I don't even know what Tennessee State is.
I
Tennessee
think that's who
State,
it is.
man.
I would say
Tennessee
Tennessee
State.
State.
Is he coach
Yeah,
at Tennessee State?
Tennessee State. Yeah.
Okay, so, but my point is, I think it hurts because I don't. People the promotion level will not be there. Because if you follow Deion on social media, and I don't follow Eddie George and any of his other guys, but Deion posts content constantly, and it's almost always about Jackson State. Almost always, or he has on Jackson State gear. Even if he, talking about his foot surgery, he got on Jackson State gear. So, and then but anyway, that's my thought.
I totally disagree. I disagree 1,000%. I think that basically with Deion, if Deion goes to TCU, it's not going to hurt HBCUs. It's going to hurt him in terms of like how he put himself out there. Like, oh, he did this to help honor HBCUs. So if he leaves in such a short span of time, it's kind of like, do you really want to help HBCUs, or are you just looking at this as a stepping stool to get to, a Power Conference school? In which that's fine if that's what he wanted to do, so if he intends to do. But I think it's kind of weird because actually, like yesterday, I was at a birthday party with my kids, and my partner, his son, his birthday party, his people from Jackson, right? His dad went to Jackson State, so he was over there watching the game. And he was talking about, oh man, people in Jackson, they upset or whatever. But I'm like, Deion has always been with his kids, right? Like, you got the one that transferred there, you got the quarterback that's there. He's doing really well this year. Like, I can't see him up and going to TCU. And, is his kids going to come with him? You know what I'm saying? Because he's been with them from prime prep to Trinity to now, So I think if he would have did, like I say, I think it would hurt him. But in terms of HBCUs and how it would affect HBCUs as a whole, no, like, because the NFL has already been highlighting their relationship with HBCUs. Guys from HBCUs have been going to the NFL. Y'all named some, but there's some guys that are not necessarily superstars, but are serviceable NFL players and have been for a very long standing time. That are HBCU alums. You know what I'm saying? Like your boy Leonard with the Colts, right? Right there with LJ. He's the leader of the defense. He's basically the franchise, right? I would say over even wins. So like HBCUs will be fine. You know what I'm saying? HBCUs will be just fine if Deion up and left. I think that maybe in terms of national exposure with recruits, because some guys are seriously considering HBCUs now, yet that might not necessarily have been in the past. I'll give Deion that. But in terms of long-standing tradition and ability to go forward and move forward, the SWAC is in a great relation, you know, a great position. But they added 2 schools from the MEAC that were strong schools. Like there's players there, you know, like Cam Newton's brother was at Howard for a while. He was playing pretty good. Like there's guys that play in HBCUs that are really good that end up in the NFL. So if Deion leaves, that's on Deion. You know, I don't think it's gonna hurt HBCUs as a whole. I disagree with that. So.
My opinion, I kind of in the middle of them two. It wouldn't be a shock to me if he left because I expect him to leave. I think it's the people who thought he's gonna be there for a long time who was setting themselves up. In my opinion, Deion only went there because he needed that college coaching, and that was who's going to give him that opportunity because he originally wanted to be at Florida State, but they told him he didn't have the experience, so he only took the HBCU just as a stepping stone. Do I think it'll hurt HBCU? Not so much hurt them, but I think it'll give them a step back because, like LJ said, that national exposure will be there. He is, like LJ said, Deion is a walking billboard. So the light's gonna follow him no matter where he goes. Him leaving will take some of that light away to a certain extent because he's always posting about it. He's always talking about it. And he's trying to bring them up. So we need to do this for HBCUs, but nobody else is probably maybe as charismatic as him. That's coaching right now, as far as ex-athlete, NFL athletes, which is probably why they're not getting as much exposure. I think him leaving will take that away. Eddie George has always, for the most part, been a quiet person, so he's not going to get that type of exposure. It would take somebody like maybe a Terrell Owens or Ocho Cinco to go down and coach to bring that exposure back, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. Again, and I don't want to hog up all the time. Like, you know, I think Deion, like I said, has been very good. Him leaving probably might even, you know, kind of hurt the city of Jackson, maybe a little bit, right? And I on name drop, but I went to law school with the mayor of the city of Jackson, you know, Chuckway. So, but
name drop, but let me name drop.
Yeah. Let me name drop. But I think, you know, like I said again, over the long term. But I agree with what Diaz is saying in terms of a stepping stone like type of situation. I don't see Deion being there longer than what his kids are there for. So I give him 3 to 4 years. That's totally what I expected. But if he were to leave after one season, to me, you know, because you know, right now the eyes are pretty high, and I think the eyes will kind of even still stay there, right? After Deion leaves.
Stay where?
Maybe him with just HBCUs as a whole. Just people paying attention to HBCUs.
Come on, Greg, be for real.
Nah.
I'm talking about.
I'm saying I'm not talking about people that went to
You talking about the casual fan?
I'm talking about
fans in general.
Yeah, fans. What I'm saying
I'm talking
about
NFL execs and NFL guys and people getting to the NFL.
No. I'm talking about people caring about Jackson State football, not just like, okay, let's look at it like this, right? People gonna talk about Ohio State football regardless of who the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan football, they're gonna talk about Michigan football regardless of who the coach. Nationally, they're gonna care about it nationally, right? The only reason anybody, I shouldn't say anybody, but the only reason Jackson State's name is coming up in any conversations related to TV and all that in a more prime time, I guess, if you will, situation is because of Deion. When Deion's not there, it's going away.
He's gonna go back to the main three. That's all we talked about.
They were on ESPN. They were on ESPN3, ESPN Plus yesterday, right?
How many people watched it?
I think it was on ESPN3 because I watched the end of the game. I think they was on ESPN3.
So like Alabama A&M and TSU was on ESPN Plus yesterday.
That's it. You got to pay for that, but that's
you got to pay for that.
But what I'm saying,
ESPN3 too.
What? But Greg, you can understand what I'm saying.
Not watching those games.
You can watch Houston Baptist on ESPN3.
So what I'm saying is, how's Deion giving them any more? Oh, you just said the national, you know what I'm saying, ESPN3, like I'm telling you, TSU played on Alabama and playing on ESPN3, ESPN.
I didn't never say nothing about them playing on ESPN3.
You just said that. You just
No, you brought up
that.
ESPN3. I said Houston Baptist be on ESPN3.
Well, you say, well, so you said national TV, like.
I didn't say national TV. I said people caring. I didn't say anything about playing games on TV.
You
said in the conversation.
You said you mentioned the word television.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
when I said television, I was referring to them being on College Game Day. To them talking about HBCUs on College Game Day.
HBCUs have been on College Game Day before.
No, they won't. No, they haven't. No, ain't nobody been talking about no HBCUs and doing what do you call it? And doing spots or like interviews or whatever it's called, stories on HBCUs on College Game Day.
Bro. I just, I don't. Like I said,
ain't no Jackson State attendance is way up since Deion been there.
For sure.
That's my point.
You got more people that in Mississippi State games.
That's my point.
Yeah, that's
all because of Deion.
That's a valid point. I give you that.
But that's what I'm saying. The interest outside of
let me clarify. I guess where I'm coming from. I think that it will hurt HBCUs temporarily, right? From this certain increase in revenue and what they're getting, especially for the city of Jackson, right? Because that money, a lot of that going to the city of Jackson, a lot of that going to Jackson State University, all them people going to them games. I give you that short-term wise. But I think long-term wise, I think it'll have more of a effect on Deion in a relationship with people tied with HBCUs and Deion because of what he said he was coming there to do.
But nobody cares.
For him to be there for one season and then him to leave after one season, that was just.
And Greg, I'm gonna say this that I feel like you contradicting yourself into conversation that because you was talking about the need to cover and all the money that this kind of stuff generated. When we were talking about this related to Maker, and then Deion and all that, and the national exposure and the money, you was talking about all of this and all that they could bring. But now what I'm saying is when they leave, that's going.
Then what Bezos' wife, then what them folks done donated to HBCUs. Let's not make them that. You know what I'm saying?
Who the hell is bad? I don't care. We ain't talking about them. I'm not talking about him donating.
He donated like hundreds of millions of dollars.
I didn't say that. I didn't say anything about donation. I'm talking about what Deion is bringing attention-wise, money-wise. He may not be donating money, right? But do you think that every football player on Jackson State is getting a JSU suit for Michael Strahan and Deion ain't there? You think they getting all that Under Armour stuff with their names on the back of their jerseys if Deion ain't there?
Of course not.
Okay, then.
Of course not.
Okay, so that's my point. So you can't say, at least I don't believe you can say, Deion is bringing all this and they didn't have none of it before.
And again, I guess, you bringing that down to Jackson State. The question was more so like HBCUs. So I'm thinking about collectively. I'm thinking about.
Okay, hold on. I think here's what the difference is. Greg is looking at it from the aspect, he's not stepping out the fact that he went to HBCU. So he's looking at it from a tunnel vision and how it was and how it's gonna continue. I ain't gonna say none of it, but for the most part, we didn't go to HBCU. So we're looking at it from a different aspect. So we're looking at Deion leaving, that attention, you're saying that JSU and TSU was getting this same amount of attention, but outside, bro, like he said, nobody's looking at that on College Game Day. Right, the average person is not looking at an HBCU game. So he leave, it's gonna go going back down.
And it will. Those kind of national eyes will. But like I said again, it's just the tradition of HBCU schools and where they at, and in terms of like, I guess I can't jump into Malcolm's body and understand the viewpoint of which the question really came from. Are you saying in terms of like players being able to, the HBCUs being able to attract talent that can someday maybe play on Sundays?
People gonna stop caring.
Yeah, like I meant it as if he leaves, kind of like when we talked about it about the kids in basketball going to HBCUs, trying to make HBCUs on the same level as your Ohio States, your Texas, and stuff like that. I think if Deion leaves for TCU, then they say, oh, is a HBCU really to be taken serious They just gonna leave for, and TCU is not a household name job. Like it's a good school, it's a D1 school. They're usually competitive, but it's not like he would leave HBCU for University of Texas or
Florida State
or Ohio State. So they like
TCU is a major upgrade.
it is. That's what I'm saying. Like so,
money wise, it is.
He's like
Money wise,
Everything wise.
Everything when it comes to football wise.
Everything.
Yeah.
But I guess my point is a person that is at Boise State, would they leave they school for TCU? Maybe, maybe not. I guess depends on the situation.
Would anybody leave another Division I school at a Power 5 or a non-Power 5 school to even have a conversation with an HBCU school?
No.
Not even a special teams coach.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's taking it a bit far. I don't know.
I don't. Well, I take that back. I take that back. It depends on
the special team coach holding out for that North Texas job.
Somebody had to go play in Valley State. He might coach at Valley State in order to get there, man. I
think somebody, and this is no disrespect to like UTEP, but I think the quarterbacks coach at UTEP may consider a head coaching job at HBCU.
No, I don't think so.
Nah, I'm saying that he probably make more UTEP.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, he probably make more UTEP.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's what I meant by would he leave? Will it? Okay. I guess I'm trying to find the words to. If he leaves, would that diminish the?
Yeah, creative.
I mean,
seriousness of HBCU
Deion coming there
now
too. We you know, and I'm not no coaching or like that, but I would think with coaching, going to a school, you want to get a school that's going to buy in, right? So Deion obviously got enough cachet to get everybody in Jackson to buy in and to donate and to help and to contribute toward making this program a better program. You're saying like a guy that's not a Deion that just coaches at a UTEP and he go to say, okay, I'm not thinking about coming to TSU, coming to Texas Southern, or go to TSU, Tennessee State, right? Is the school, the president, the athletic director, the alumni, everybody else, are they going to buy in? Or are they going to support? I guess that's how a coach, I guess, will make a decision.
I would assume they're going to support if they're hiring him. Otherwise, they wouldn't hire him. But I mean,
put money towards
a little bit more.
You put money towards a program.
I don't know if they buying into the school. I think they buying into Deion more than the school.
That's what we saying.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So he said people are buying in to Jackson State. It's not.
No, I think he said people are buying in.
Some people donate to school now.
Deion as a coach got them to buy into him. Will another coach that's coming from like I say, a mid-major or whatever coming in there? Will he command that same type of buy-in from the community? He's not.
No.
But will he get a good enough one to for him to consider going there? Maybe so. Maybe
yeah.
so.
Depending on the coach.
It's easier for Deion because his personality and his fame.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
with
my
that,
opinion.
Dios.
I think it's not about people wanting to buy in. It's just his personality and his fame. That's what made it easier for people to buy in. So they're not necessarily buying in. They just want to say, "Oh, we did this with Deion."
I think some meetings were had. Where Deion was like, "Look, I need this, and this, and if y'all can't produce it, I'm not coming."
Of course,
that's what I'm talking about. And
right.
you get the other side to agree to that. Like, okay, we're going to do that.
But that's not a buy-in, though, Greg. They're just them paying to get him there. They're not buying in. They can really care less. I mean, if you would look at it that way.
Even like say like LJ mentioned the attendance, right? That was a big push by Deion. Like, I want to see bodies in there, right? Like he was saying that vocally. Like, y'all need to get there. It's an embarrassment if we got homecoming and we ain't got, so Deion was saying these things.
That's him holding up his end of the ball.
I told y'all that rush where everybody, all these basketball players, high school basketball players were saying they was gonna go to HBCUs. I told y'all they wasn't gonna last.
Well, it ain't happened yet.
It ain't gonna last, Greg. It's over.
I
I
guess
told
so.
you that. I told you it wasn't gonna last.
I haven't
I
seen
knew it.
I haven't seen Shaq's son. They finna get ready to start playing here at TSU. I'm gonna check them out, see what they talking about.
So speaking of basketball, this week there was an incident on the court towards the end of the game between Nikola Jokic and which one of them damn twins was it? Marcus or Marquis?
The Morris
Marquise.
twins.
The one that played for the Heat.
Anyway,
It was Marquise.
it was Marquis. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the one that used to play for the Lakers, right?
No, Marcus played for the Lakers.
It was that one. Whichever one used to play for the Lakers, that's who it was. Anyway, they the beef kind of spilled into off the court too, I guess you could say. Ain't nothing happened, but they kind of got into a little Twitter beef too between the brothers. But as far as the play go, who was at fault in that sequence? And then what do y'all think about the little Twitter beef?
I think Marquise was more at fault because he initiated the whole thing. You can't hit somebody and tell them how to respond. That's just my opinion on that. So at first I said Jokic was wrong. Then I saw the whole thing play out, and I was like, nah, he initiated it, so he get what he get. At the end of the day, he's defending himself. So yes, he didn't necessarily have to respond that way, but you can't tell a man how to respond to when you attack him. This is my opinion on that.
I'm 100% with Jokic.
Can somebody, before you go into yours, LJ, tell me this? Can somebody tell me like what happened? Because I just seen the aftermath. I didn't see the actual play. Like, was a screen trying to be set? Like, what was
Jokic
situation in the game? Like, what was going on for it to precipitate to this?
From
I mean, they was kicking their butt.
The Twitter
and Marcus
fingers,
just
you know
went
what I'm
out.
saying? How did we get to Twitter fingers? Like, what was going on in the game to where we ended up with the Twitter fingers? Like, what was?
I mean, that's just the Morris twins. But here you go.
Morris just fouled him for no reason, and he did it. It was like a real intentional foul.
Were they getting beat bad?
Yes, they were losing by like 17.
Here you go, Greg.
The other Jokic, the other Morris twins said something like "dirty play, duly noted" or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
I seen that, and they from Philly, so hey.
Can y'all see that?
They from Philly.
Yeah.
What do being from Philly mean?
How Philly is. Philly's
I don't know.
A tough,
I'm from Oak Cliff, Texas.
I like how Greg asked what happened. He ain't even paying
Oak Cliff's
attention.
supposed to be a tough, grimy city. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, same sentiment. He tried to punk the Joker, but the Joker, his people kind of badass, huh?
I want y'all to see Mark. Look,
They talk about it. They talk
when he
like
get up, watch how he act like he died. Watch Morris when he get up. You just swear he was almost like Paul Pierce when he got up.
Yeah.
That probably hurt. I ain't gonna lie. That probably hurt.
I ain't said it didn't, but if they show it, I want y'all to see.
That's probably one of the MMA moves his brothers taught him or something, bro.
I will say my thoughts on this was like I thought like to me what Morris did, I think that's a dirty play. You know what I mean? If you go foul in that situation, I got it. I don't agree with those kind of fouls as from my basketball coaching perspective, but I know that's what they do in the NBA, so I got it. But I thought it was a dirty play. Dude jumping in the air and you basically lower your shoulder into him. That's to me, that's a dirty play. That's not a basketball play. And they don't have no part in the game of basketball. And I think Jokic was within his right. I mean, you're always within your right to do whatever you feel like you should do. But I think he was right to respond and retaliate the way he did. And I think excuse me, in response to like Eric Spoelstra saying, "Oh, Mark, the Morris guy couldn't have been hurt." Listen, if you make a dirty play like that and you get hurt because of your actions, somebody retaliate, that's your fault. You don't get no sympathy from me. I don't feel sorry for you. You started it. I tell my kids this all the time. If you start something, and you get the short end of the stick, you just got your ass whooped. You shouldn't have started. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get to come back and cry and say, well, he could have got hurt. Well, you know what? Look what he did. So if you don't want nobody to do that to you, then don't do it to nobody. Then other folks say, oh, well, he turned his back. Well, listen, you can't, if you hit somebody in the face,
you better
turn your
not turn
back,
around.
you probably gonna get hit in the back of your damn head. Yeah. You don't get to say, well, I'm gonna hit you and then I'm gonna walk off. You
Obviously,
gotta
he
Back
didn't
of head with a pole.
have a lot of respect.
exactly.
He didn't
You
have a lot
don't
of
get to
respect
hit
for
nobody.
Joker.
You don't get to hit
respect for
nobody
Joker
and then
like
turn
that.
around and walk away and then get mad because they hit you with your back turned. Don't turn your back. Yeah. So I don't feel no sympathy for Morris. If he got hurt, that's his fault. Good on Jokic. I mean, I'm a personal believer. You know what I'm saying, that sometimes you have to do stuff like this in basketball when people, you know what I'm saying, do stuff like this to you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can let the referees handle it. And sometimes, you got to thump somebody. And Jokic had to thump Morris. And his brother should have stayed out of it. I mean, they do what they do. But in terms of his brother saying, oh, you going to hit somebody with their back turn. No, your brother shouldn't have hit him. And y'all be acting like y'all tough guys and
Yeah,
street dudes. You should know that if you hit somebody like that,
that's
that
what's
ain't no
sounding off in
basketball
my.
play.
That's what's sounding off in my head is like, aren't the Morris twins always like portraying themselves as tough guys? Like,
I think they have that reputation. I ain't never seen nobody. I ain't never seen them fight.
It's them. It's the one that tweeted that always trying to be the tough guy. The one that got hit, he normally don't say much.
Yeah,
okay.
I ain't never seen them fight nobody.
So two things. You put yourself out there by saying noted on Twitter, so obviously now eyes are gonna be on you. And then number two, if you don't respond and you don't do nothing when y'all play against Joker, what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it ain't nothing, man. It's professional basketball.
I mean, I
It.
totally agree with what you said in terms of like game situation, dirty play, and how it was handled. What's fair is fair, So
he definitely gonna get a flagrant against Joker. Believe that.
Think so?
Of course. I mean, I'm gonna look at, if you look at it like this, right? Him doing that tweeting, that's gonna put the NBA and the refs on notice and high alert when they play them anyway. So he can barely touch him, and they gonna think, oh, he intentionally tried to hurt him. It can be just a natural basketball play. So they gonna naturally be on high alert. So even a regular hard basketball foul, they're gonna call a flagrant for.
Did Carmelo Anthony get a tick the next game he played against KG after KG told him Lala tastes like Cheerio?
I don't know.
But they also didn't do nothing. Nothing actually happened.
Rudy Gobert said, I don't know why they be doing all this huffing and puffing. They know we ain't gonna fight. Yeah, Rudy Gobert just said that the other day. I don't know why they be doing all this. They know we ain't gonna fight because in 2 seconds, he said in 2 seconds, there's gonna be 25 security guards out there. I don't know why they be doing that. They know we ain't gonna fight.
Who did he get into a tussle with? Oh, Miles Turner.
Miles Turner.
Bro, hold up.
That was funny. But
did y'all see that video?
Before you go to that real quick, man, let me get back to let's go back to this one right here. Y'all saw how Jimmy Butler was acting, right? Telling him to come to the back. Y'all saw that. But if you go back and watch that video, when it first happened, Jimmy Butler just standing there looking around. And as soon as everybody got around, come to the back. Hold
me back. Y'all come get me so I can go toward him.
Say the fake tough guy stuff, man. Say the tough guy.
Yeah, y'all come hold me so I can go get him.
Yeah. Come on, get out here with that. I had me down.
He watched too much wrestling, man. He watched too much. That's why he's watching too much wrestling.
Hold on, don't be dissing wrestling, man. I like wrestling.
I almost arcade somebody yesterday at work.
That was funny. I did see that. That was funny. They goddamn they act like they finna fight. And the first thing Gobert tried to do is give a bird hug. I like, bro, stop.
That's why, that was a little.
You went straight to hug and all that, man. Come on, man.
That was a little funny. That
was funny. I was like, God.
Hey, listen, I got a funny story for y'all. Go ahead, Mac. I got a funny story for y'all about wrestling.
I wasn't finna say nothing.
Oh, so Malcolm, I thought I heard you say y'all must RKO somebody. So at work. So this was probably about 4 years ago. So my older two kids, they was probably like 10, 11, something like that, 9, 10. And something happened at school. And was with my oldest son and my next son was like, yeah, I was about to hit him with the Stone Cold Stunner. I said, bro, rest in face. Rest in face. That don't work.
Can't be out here poo-pooing on your kids' dreams.
Hey, you said don't work. Hell, it don't. I've seen it. I've seen it before. That shit do happen. It do work. I think
it work.
I think we
started stunning people.
No. I ain't doing it. It was one of the kids did. I think when I was coaching with the Raiders. So the kids got into it in practice. So they touched and pushed each other, right? So one kid just got mad. He's like, man, the hell did he said, grab him by the neck. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Kid, he started grabbing the neck. He's on the ground crying and hollering. He's a broken neck. I'm like, damn. Hey, y'all get out here.
If he'd have called to the sideline for 2 barrels, that'd be. You got to call to your mama to throw it. Give me 2 Capri Suns. Come on.
So when he did that, like it happened so fast, it caught me off guard because I'm one of them kids. I mean, I'm one of them coaches that like, okay, if y'all just up being stupid, y'all duke it out for a couple seconds and then I'll break it up. But he was just pushing. The next thing you know, he just damn. I'm like, damn. I'm more shook than anything.
Yesterday, the dude was standing outside, and then like there's a bench right in front of him where he was standing at. And I was like, and I was coming up behind, I was like, man, it's the perfect time to just run up and just okay. It was it was a guy. So I do want to ask y'all, like it's been a while. He's been in office for quite a bit now. And how are y'all still satisfied with the job that Joe Biden has done so far as the president of the United States?
Hell to the no. I don't know enough about it, so I can't. I'm like Greg said earlier, can't speak too much on it, but I know I'm not satisfied.
But it is.
You know you're not satisfied. Is there a reason why you're not satisfied?
It's a couple things, but we not for to bring all of them back in there because me and LJ not for to argue again.
I mean, well,
y'all know where that's gonna go.
I thought this question was angled in terms of like inflation.
No, that was gonna be a 2-part question. It was gonna be a 2-part question.
Okay, because I
mean, do we like
what the hell LJ got going on?
Joe Biden. It depends. I didn't have a really high expectation of Joe Biden, like he was gonna be the greatest president ever. Anyway, do I feel like he would have handled what was ahead of him the last, because he's been in office for 10 going on 10 months now. Will he have handled it better than what Trump would have handled it? I'll say, yeah. I think he'd have handled it better than Trump would have handled it. As far as the vaccine rollout, he did get an infrastructure bill done. It's very early on that, you know what I'm saying? But no president has been able to get that done. And they've been trying to do that since well before Obama became president, this infrastructure bill, right? These bridges and these roads, because this internet, like things are like really, really bad. But in terms of overall, I'm gonna probably agree with Dios and say no, I'm not, satisfied. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's, did the best that he could based upon what I thought he was gonna be as president anyway.
I think he'll push.
I ain't even
all of them are.
I just look at the presidential thing is like, is me and my people continuing to flourish? And when I say my people, I ain't talking about black people. I'm talking about me and people in my house. If we continue to flourish, I'm all good. Now, if I start hurting, then I'm gonna have some problems. So I ain't even really I can't even be too hot about Trump because I was still flourishing then. So only the flourishes continue. He ain't got no complaints out of me, Jack.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Just complain.
I rate your presidency based on the gas prices. If they low,
what?
We all right.
Gas price is high, but I got a high, so I'm good.
If they high, you ain't doing too good of a job to me.
So how long it take to charge that thing, LJ?
Oh, mine charge while I drive. It's not a plug-in.
It's not a plug-in?
Nah.
It's a solar.
Hybrid, best like charged by the ultimate
breaking.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time charged. So
Okay.
I don't know how to follow politics. I don't follow politics that much because I get upset because then they start lying. Because I know they all be lying. Don't matter, Republican, Democrat, they all be lying. And so I can follow it close for a little bit. Huh?
What's the other party? The Green Party?
Independent.
It don't matter. You could just they all fall under one category, the lying party, because they all be lying. Ain't none of them really for the betterment of the United States as a whole. They really for the betterment of their party. And really, it ain't even about the betterment of their party. It's about keeping power. That's all it is about keeping power.
It's really about the betterment of them lobbyists that be supporting their stuff.
Yeah, about keeping power. So no, they ain't.
And I got
looking out for me.
Would y'all say it's a little? I mean, since you came up with the question, Malcolm, when you say, do you not think it's a tad bit too early to talk about his presidency? He ain't even been he ain't been president the whole year yet.
I just said so far.
Fuck it up since he been in.
But I also don't think.
I mean, honestly,
Leo said, "I know bad when I see it."
He been here. You might be right. I don't follow politics like that. I'm saying, like, what has he been in there long enough to fuck up? Like, he?
Oh yeah.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they track like the first 100 days of the presidency or something like that? Yeah, so I think this is like a normal thing.
They do that for every president too. Yep.
Yeah. I get it, but like I'm just asking though, like, what kind of policies could he have either eradicated or actually put in 10 months? Like,
he done overturned a few things. They just did some of that climate thing that Trump got out of.
Yeah,
they got
big. That right there is like global politics, because you can't get Russia and China to buy in on that kind of stuff.
I'm just talking about politics in general. I said I don't follow it like that. I'm asking legitimate questions. I ain't trying to be funny or combative. I'm just really asking.
I'm just saying.
You can start jacking up from the beginning.
Definitely.
Especially, I think one of his problems, he ain't been able to. His party, they haven't been as unified as many people probably thought when they had control of. I think there's some things that he had that have been either he hasn't been able to pass, or it's been like, okay, we want all of this, but they had to like neck it down a little bit because they haven't had unity amongst their party. I would say that's probably, if I would guess, that's probably been the biggest knock, at least.
But the same thing happened. The same thing happened with Trump when he took office. You know what I'm saying? Because Trump had the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole Congress and the whole Senate when he first came into office, and he couldn't get anything passed because his side, the Republican side.
Fred, why are you acting like Trump? Every time we talk about Biden, you just bring up what Trump couldn't do. We asked you what Joe Biden done done.
Well, I only look at that when you say because he was running against Trump, right? Because that was the only other alternative that you had. But you're right. I shouldn't do that. I really shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? If I'm advocating for, you know what I'm saying, for the liberal or for the Democratic side, you can't keep talking about Trump. Like that's past and historical type thinking. That was what Trump was on with that make America great again, that again stuff. You know what I'm saying? Looking back, that's not what we want to do. But I mean, I look at Joe Biden as a placeholder. Really, man, dude, 80 years old, ain't he? They're 80 years old.
Damn near. They like 77, 78, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, so if these presidents are having such a hard time, I don't want to say such a hard time. If they're having hard times with certain things that they want to get passed or whatever, how much can you really put on them? Because it seems like if you ain't got the power to just do what you want to do, how much can you say, hey, that's the president's fault versus I tried to get this done, but they wouldn't cooperate?
Well, I'm gonna say this real quick, Malcolm, before you go, because I watch politics, but I don't follow it real closely. But what I think with the Democratic side is they weak. They had a whole bunch of measures where they could have like went nuclear, said bump these traditional rules, because Trump did a lot of that, you know what I'm saying, when he was in office. Like they just disregarded old rules and changed things to work in their favor procedurally. With a lot of getting things done. Democrats could do that too, but they want to play nice.
But wasn't that a lot of people issue with Donald Trump that he was trying to be a dictator instead of just he pretty much doing stuff he wanted to do? Like, wasn't that a big issue that people had with Trump?
He can't be a dictator.
I know that. I'm just saying, but like Greg said, he pretty much was changing rules and
I think like people
that's Mitch McConnell. That's I can't remember the guy's name for Wisconsin. That was Speaker of the House, Ryan. That was him at the time. That was those guys at the time when he first took office. And McConnell's still the same way. I don't really, cut for Nancy Pelosi like that. I mean, she's a smart lady. She's done some good, but they just too much of an old guard. It's kind of like politics is changing. You can't be looking at it like you did in 1970. So they're not.
Yeah, because y'all.
Ain't we going by a book that was written in the 1800s?
The answer to these questions.
But what was the Constitution? They was signed in 1775. But you talking about something like that.
No, the Constitution has been amended.
Declaration of Independence. My bad. Declaration of Independence was signed in 1775. I forgot how long it took for us to win it. But after we signed the Declaration of Independence, ain't that when we started working on our democracy? Not too much further was the Bill of Rights and all that stuff put in place. So, we going by some rules that's at least a couple 100 years old?
No, they've been amended as we go.
I wasn't good at history, so I don't know.
Malcolm was going to say something. Go ahead, Malcolm.
No, I was just going to say, to answer Tweety's question, he's like, is it the president's fault? You can say yes, because he's not selling his product good enough or presenting his product good enough. Say what you want to say about Trump, whether you like his ideas or not. He got his message across. He got it clear enough to people where made people want to follow it. You can say that's Joe Biden's fault. That he can have the greatest ideas ever, but if he's not presenting them well enough or selling them well enough, then nobody's gonna want to implement them. So ultimately, you say it's his fault.
I don't care what you're selling. If I'm against you, I'm against you.
True.
But CEO, man, you know how that goes with it. I said CEO.
Say that again, LJ.
I said CEO. You know how that goes. You at the top. It's always your fault.
Right on. I feel you on that.
But like Greg said, even some of his own party is not following what he wants to do. And like I said, that comes back to
Joe Manchin is an interesting character. Y'all should look up Joe Manchin in West Virginia. Joe Manchin is an interesting character.
I guess what I'm saying that we as you said about what Greg said about some of his own party, don't we see that with our candidates? Because then some Republicans turn on Trump. Then some
eventually, yes. But what helped him?
Say it again.
I said eventually,
but they didn't block him in a lot of ways, though. They didn't, from like getting them 3 Supreme Court justices and all that. Like they might have talked a good game, like even like Mitt Romney, but they still was voting with Trump in a lot of ways. It's different on the Democratic side. They're not necessarily voting with Joe on everything they need to be voting with him on.
I think that was. Now, I don't follow politics a lot, but I think that was Obama's and Trump's greatest strength was communication and presentation.
Presenting what they want to the people and putting pressure on these politicians to vote their way when it comes to these different measures and these different bills. I mean,
whether you like their ideology or whatever.
But we live in such a microwave society. I kind of agree with what Tweety's saying. Like he's only been president for 10 months. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't even been a year. And so, like I say, in light of everything else, the pandemic and all that, like LJ still fine. I think we all on this meeting are living okay. We ain't out here pole mouthing and bread lines and stuff.
Let me ask you a question, Greg. Let me ask you a question. Because you might know the answer better than for sure better than me. At what point did he start preparing for his next election? Or his re-election? At what point does he start preparing for his re-election?
He don't.
When he got elected.
You talking about Biden?
Yeah.
He don't, because he ain't getting it.
Wait, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that because you're saying like he's only been a president for 10 months. At some point, right? People are going when they start preparing for this next election, they're going to look at what he's already. He's not going to get what I'm saying.
Like 3 years.
He's not going to get 4 entire years to prove that he's worthy. He's probably he's going to get 2, 3, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. He got 3 years, but we're talking about.
I don't even know if he has 3 years.
A lot can change in 3 years. A lot can change in 3 years.
So let me ask you this, Tweety.
I don't know if he has 3 years though. That's what I'm asking.
A lot can change in 1 year from what we've seen.
Exactly. So let me ask you. You said basically saying that do we think he's done enough or he had enough time?
I just asked I just said, do you think it was a little too early to judge his presidency when he still got 2.5 years at least to go?
This may be extreme, but just a quick question. How long do you think it take for a grenade to blow up?
I mean, probably less than a second. But what I'm saying is,
so that's what I'm saying. He had more than enough time.
You're right, Theo. That was really extreme. That was really extreme, Theo. Like,
Theo say he know bad when he see bad.
All right, but what I'm saying, okay,
I know bad when I see bad.
Theo say he know bad when he see bad. But what if after, like, we all playing this if game because it's only been 10 months. So after, let's say after the next 10 months of his
whole baby done been born.
You see a lot of stuff that you like, Dios. So then what?
I would say it's like this, Tweet. I would look at it like this, kind of like, just like look at it like, like if you look at the NBA or the NFL draft, right? When you're a top pick or whatever, they're gonna judge you. They might give you a couple of weeks. They ain't gonna give you a full season. You know what I'm saying? After a couple of weeks, if you look bad, they're gonna start kicking you like, hey man, we sure?
But how many times would they be wrong? Like when that
No.
I'm
not saying it. I'm not saying
it was gonna be.
Tweet, I ain't even get to finish.
Sound like you wasn't talking no more.
I didn't, cause you started talking. I'm trying to be
I already, AJ. Go ahead then, bro.
Nah, what I was gonna say was, it's kind of like, after a few games, they might start saying, oh, well, maybe he ain't. But then they'll, like you were saying, if you play bad early and then you pick it up, like you said, it will change. But I think I look at it as like, what I'm saying, you kind of like, you can only judge somebody based on what you see at the time. So maybe on this 10-month period, right? Some people think he's been good, some people think he haven't. But like you're saying, if the next 10 months are really good, then what I'm saying, people can be like, oh yeah, not George, whatever his name, Joe Biden. Done whatever he done.
Right. George, he just showed up. Ordinary, average old George.
Yeah, that's how
with every bad thing comes something good. You got to look at it that way. So his grenade in his first 10 months, I blew this shit up. He ain't got no choice but to make it look better.
And that's what I'm saying. Has he blown it up though? Has he blown it up?
Hey, gas almost $4.
I think he been doing a lot of cleanup.
Gas almost $4. He even blew something up.
How y'all grocery store?
Wait, man, gas been this high before.
Yeah, it definitely has been. After 2008,
and he already said he judged everybody based on their gas price. So they blew it up too.
That's a fact.
They blew it up too. They just fixed it for a little bit.
Hey, and I honestly, like, as far as my everyday life, that's the only thing I can think of that immediately impacts me personally. Like all the other stuff, as far as the money I make and stuff, like I feel like the president hadn't had an impact on that. I've never owned a house, so I don't know if like home ownership a president has never impacted my home ownership. Really, the only thing they've ever impacted my life on a day-to-day basis, to me, that I felt is gas prices. That's why I say that.
Well, the insurance.
Yeah.
I don't even pay attention. I don't even pay attention to insurance because it's a scam that you gotta have.
Yeah, if you don't have insurance, now they charge you at the
Yeah, you're right. But I've always had it, so I guess there you go.
I don't. They ask you got insurance? Nope. Why not? Bitch, I go to the VA. That's why. That's why. I don't have to. But nah, you say
they still? I thought Trump took that away though. I thought.
I still go all the time, so I don't know.
No, I'm saying the charging thing. I thought he
tried.
Nah, he didn't take that away.
I don't know.
I think he tried to though.
Yeah, you still gotta have 1095B.
Yeah.
You still got to show up with that.
But they never do. I mean, I've always had insurance. They'll never levy that against people.
I don't know. I got insurance. So
I think even when Obama was in office, I don't think they've ever actually on a mass basis levy fines against people for not having insurance.
Hey, I know somebody that got fined. He knew exactly how much it was.
I ain't never been in that situation.
I think the Supreme Court has struck in that part of the the Americans with Disabilities.
Tweety, no, he don't have no insurance.
Affordable Health Care Act. I always had insurance though.
Hey, all right, let's get back to football, man. We talked about politics long enough. So Friday, the Los Angeles Rams signed Odell Beckham Jr. And then also yesterday we got the report that Robert Woods tore his ACL on Friday at practice.
Oh wow.
Do y'all think
I didn't know.
Odell can have a major impact in LA this year?
Don't have to at this point. That's news to me. I ain't keep up with that yesterday. Wow.
Have a
That's
major
why,
impact?
Greg. That's why I said this is Odell. This might be Odell's chance to make an impact. That's why I said that, because Robert Woods towards this year.
Well, and my response was, even knowing about the injury, my response in the thread was, right, this has to be, right, because this is like his last payday. Ain't Odell 31 years old? Like, how many more big paydays is he actually going to get? So he has to perform in order to get, one big last payday. I think he's got to, so and with Woods going down, he's going to get his opportunities. Obviously, Kupp's the number one receiver, right? But
yeah, I don't think that's like a question.
I don't know how much of an impact he's gonna have, because he still got to learn the system. I think he's gonna, at best, what they got 8 more games. At best, I see him catching 40-some balls at best, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's roughly 5 a game.
Yeah, I don't know if he get average 5 catches a game, but you may.
That's what I'm saying. At best, I think he's gonna get that, because even though we know Kupp's number's not gonna go down, if anything, with Woods out, Kupp's is gonna go up.
He's not 31, Greg. He's 29.
And then on top of that, I think because he has the rapport with him, I think Higbee numbers finna start going up.
Think Higbee?
Who you say numbers finna start going up?
Higbee, they tight end.
I think it'll be Van Jefferson, but
Him too.
Well, I mean, as far as the Odell thing, I mean, I ain't gonna say how much of an impact can he have, because it could go from from none to a lot. Like, he can have a big impact.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I think it's big. The spotlight gonna be on him, not only because of the whole, like Greg said, another payday could be waiting on him and nothing like that, but the way he left Cleveland, like saying that if I don't go to a contender, I'm gonna be a problem. Well, now you own a contender.
He said that?
I didn't know he said that.
Yeah, he said that. I'm sure I heard that. Like, I was listening to 105.3 Fan. They were saying that all over the thing. They said he sent out an email telling people, like, if I go to a team that's not a contender, I'm going to be a problem. So with you saying
I'm not saying he didn't say. I'm just saying,
like,
if he said that, you would think that'd be bigger news. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
I say that either.
But I just feel like, if with that being said, now that you are on a contender, because everybody would agree that the Rams are a Super Bowl contender with a good quarterback that's having a damn good year. Are you not? If you don't make an impact now, that whole deal about, is it Odell versus Baker Mayfield? Is Odell over the hill? Is he done? That discussion is going to be over. So he's got to have a big impact, or to me, his career is going to be,
I think the difference is going to be with that is, like, I don't think he's going to have a big impact. And as far as the Odell and Baker thing, it's going to be different, because he's not going to a team where he's actually had the opportunity to step in and be the clear-cut number one. So you already know.
I don't think there was a team besides the Raiders.
That he could have been a clear-cut one.
Yeah,
could have went to some probably.
And even in the Oakland, he wouldn't been the clear-cut number one.
Well, they weren't going to be contenders. He probably could have went to somewhere he could have been the number one. It just wouldn't have been a contender.
I think that would have been pointless.
But what I'm saying is the fact that with him stepping into a place where he's not going to be the number one, he can only have so much as far as impact anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because had Woods went down, he wouldn't even been the number 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So you couldn't expect much from him.
Do y'all think they knew Woods went down before they signed Odell?
Well, it's possible. I don't know. But I'm
trying to think of the timing when they said he was signing. Both the events happened on Friday.
He signed on Friday? Okay.
Both happened on Friday, but I'm trying to think how early it was when they announced that Odell was signing with the Rams. But they didn't announce Robert Woods towards
later, because they said they didn't find out till after everything happened.
Because of what they said, the story they said was that he jumped up, I guess I'm assuming for a pass, came down, felt like he was hurt, but then got up, finished practice.
Mhm.
And then it wasn't until they did further tests when they found out he tore his ACL.
Yeah, because they like he finished practice and he did the media event.
Yeah, he did the media session, whatever.
Then they went and did the MRI and found out it was actually torn. So
Yeah.
they didn't think it was gonna be that bad. They probably just thought he just a little small, something small. So, but I think Odell probably had already signed before it happened.
Right.
I could be wrong though, because like you say,
But I mean, you know,
it happened at the same time.
like you said, yeah, it could have been they knew that he at least tweaked something and had the potential to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? They might not know the severity, but the way they've been acting as a team, like they have definitely been, you know, loading up the chest. So
this is what Les Snead does.
They was gonna sign him anyway. You know, they was gonna sign him anyway. I think so.
This is what Les Snead does. He don't care about them picks. But I think now he has a chance to have a big impact than he had before the news of Robert Woods broke. I always thought the Raiders or the Packers would have been a better fit, like for his career. But I've seen somebody make the statement that like Devontae Adams was like 20% of the Packers offense or something like that. Like it was a real high number. Like it's like Devontae Adams a bust. So I was like, oh, maybe not. But Raiders need help. Even Ruggs wasn't a major contribution, but he was a person that defense had to respect just because of his speed. And with losing him, like I think they can use somebody that can get them to take away some of the pressure off Darren Waller. But I think he has a good chance to be with the Rams now with Robert Woods getting hurt.
Let's say this, and I don't say this lightly. I say this with a clear conscience. Odell Beckham right now, people are talking about him based on highlight tapes, not what he's actually done. I mean, because if you go back since Odell been in Cleveland, now you can say whatever you want to say about the quarterback play. If that's what, if you chalk up his, I'm not gonna say he's had bad seasons, but up to the standards the way he was playing in New York, you can say he's had bad seasons or average, whatever you want to call it. He ain't been the OBJ in Cleveland that he was in New York. So I think people are making a big deal out of this because of his name and not necessarily his lack of, and not necessarily his production and play on the field. Because when he's played, he's been okay at best. An average NFL receiver, maybe a little bit better than average. But people are talking about him as though he's been performing like like he was in New York. And I think it remains to be seen as to what kind of impact he can make on a team, and like I said, you can chalk it up to quarterback play calling, et cetera, et cetera. And I think it's disrespectful for people to say, well, look what happened to Randy Moss when he left Oakland. Listen, Odell Beckham's a good player. Odell Beckham ain't, in my mind, never been close to where Randy Moss was.
No.
I mean,
so I agree, but I understand what they're saying because Randy Moss years in Oakland were like very forgettable.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. Ain't no way around.
With the Randy Moss thing, wouldn't that be wouldn't he play a big part in his seasons being horrible in Oakland because he didn't want to be there and the attitude that he went there with?
What kind of well, even beyond that, what kind of team did he join? Like this Rams team is like.
Well, I guess my thing is this: when we talk about quarterbacks,
I think Randy Moss shut it down in Oakland.
And that's where I was going with it. Because we talk about quarterback play and all of that stuff. Besides Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray, who was can't think his name now, but he was the biggest. Who was his quarterbacks?
I don't know, but he always catch the ball though. He always.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you that dude, when the ball is thrown to you, you gonna catch it.
But I don't think Odell was getting the targets.
Odell got the most targets on the team.
In Cleveland?
In Cleveland, right now, today. Well, not
but
today, because
let's be
but
fair.
They were saying a lot of the balls that was thrown his way. Well, he got the most targets, true. but I think he also has the most uncatchable targets to our
That's what
most.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah,
Like,
now
Quarterback
now
ain't
all
hold
of we
on.
just
You
scrambling throwing the
listen,
ball away.
uncatchable is subjective.
Nah, I'm only saying that because that's how it's getting reported.
Yeah,
I'm not
y'all let
saying
them nerds take over sports again and say, well,
yeah,
uncatchable is
and that's all I'm
2.8%.
saying, bro. Like
So
that's
what they say is like
but at
uncatchable,
the end of the
LJ.
day,
It's a catch radius.
at the end of the day, he still led the team in targets. He
They done
led the
made
team in
something up.
targets.
I would say what they trying to say is uncatchable.
It's
Like
a catch radius.
they're saying he had the most targets, but a lot of those passes were like where Baker was scrambling, basically just throwing the ball away, and OBJ was
No, it's like they came up with a formula, like an area of the
What I
radius.
said.
Like
Yeah,
LJ
Let
said,
these
the
nerds tell y'all what's a
ball
catchable
again.
ball based
The
on
radius.
some number they think. I don't care what no nerd done put in there.
like say if you on the side running towards the side and I throw they be trying to throw it out of bounds and you go to attempt to make a catch, even though
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
a
to throw it
target.
to you,
That is
that's
a target.
they consider the target.
That is
But I
a
wasn't even
target.
trying to throw it. I'm trying to throw the ball away.
Okay, so yeah, we gonna give him a hand. Dios, if you go tell me he ain't catching passes because of that, I'm gonna have to say you lying.
No.
I know
I'm
I
just saying,
think he got a lot of drops too, if I'm not mistaken.
He does have some drops. He does have some.
He
drops.
definitely do that.
I sent y'all some last week or something that I think it was, I want to say it was one of them plays that his dad had put on. I could be wrong. I think
I was
actually
going to ask y'all about that. What do y'all think about the role his dad plays in all this too?
Well, hold on. Let me finish what I was saying. That they said OBJ was wide open, and they said Baker Mayfield didn't throw him the ball because he didn't know what the hell he was doing because he ran the wrong route.
I was just gonna say he probably ran the wrong route on a few of those.
No, but
well,
yeah, I'm
at
sorry.
the same time,
What about his dad? Go ahead.
He might didn't run. It ain't about that. He might didn't run the wrong route. Like, okay, Tweety, you play receiver. LJ, you play receiver.
Nah, you ain't getting the ball. You run the wrong route, player. Unless it's a broken play.
Hold up. It ain't sometimes that you just run the wrong route. It could be that you as the receiver are reading something from the defense.
If you ain't got no option in that route, you run the wrong route.
I was just gonna say that I see where I know.
Yeah.
Dios, I know where you coming from. But you can't just like even as seeing. I can see this. I see it. I read it. If that's not in the play, you can't do that.
Everything is timing, dog.
Look at it like
Everything
this.
is timing.
Because let's say if you say,
but at the
I
same
see
time,
two safeties and the middle is open. What if the play already has a design for somebody to go to that area or somewhere close to that area? We're running a 15, maybe a dig, and I run a post because I see they got the middle open. I'm really just blowing up.
I ain't talking about that. This
that sounds like you don't know the play. That sounds like you don't know the play.
That is changing the whole play.
I mean, running different routes.
I'm more saying to say, for instance, like say you supposed to be running the drag, right?
Right.
But they run in the zone, and you see that if you stop in the middle of the field, you're open. But if you keep running that drag all the way across the field,
that's different. That's different.
You reading something else.
I always see you always find a place to settle in the zone. You don't keep going.
It's not necessarily that you're reading the wrong route. It's that you're reading something, and it's best to stop that route or change.
But you were still running your route.
You still ran a drag. You still ran a drag.
So whose fault is it? OD.
Instead of running the drag, you ran a stop route.
No, you didn't. That is not a stop route.
The ODL fault is
if I run a drag and stop in the middle of the field, that's still a drag.
To a certain extent, yeah, it is.
No, it is a drag.
All right, bro, you missed what I'm saying. But okay. Anyway.
A stop route is running straight
and stopping in the middle of no damn zone. Tight ends do that. If you're running the drag, you better not stop in no damn drag. But that's neither here nor there.
If you're in zone, you always find a place to settle down.
That ain't true.
You're supposed to.
Okay.
That's not true.
Okay.
That is not true. That is not true.
Okay.
On certain routes, yes.
On the drag, yes.
No, that's not true.
And you're in the zone, you should break that route at some point and stop.
It's not true.
Okay.
And here's why I say that's not true. Because you gotta look, there's windows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you may, if you run a drag and there may be two windows. There may be an initial window and there may be a secondary window. That's why you don't always stop. It's on certain types of routes that you would stop and find a soft spot. But not on every route. If you drag, you're gonna keep dragging. Not all the time, but sometimes. But most of the time, if you run a drag, you just got to drag all the way across the field. There are certain types of routes where, yes, if you find us, you got to sit and find that soft spot. But it's not always. I guess I'm agreeing with you, Dios, in the sense that it's defense dependent. So I guess I am agreeing with you based
That's
on
what
what you
we said.
So,
that.
yeah, I know. That's why I just said. When I was thinking about it, I'm agreeing with Dios.
So y'all making the quarterback fault then.
I ain't making it nobody.
No, I didn't point.
All I'm saying is, if it was Odell Beckham, then if it was Baker Mayfield, then Odell Beckham should be all right in LA. If it's Odell Beckham skills diminishing, then we gonna see the same Odell.
I think it's gonna be different for multiple reasons though. The fact that he has a quarterback upgrade for one.
Okay, true.
And the fact that now he's coming into a different spot because he wasn't coming in like, okay, you could argue and say he's the number 2 on the team in Cleveland. You say he's the number 2.
And I guess my thing again about the upgrade in quarterback, like we've seen good receivers play with bad quarterbacks and still produce. So is it true or is it really quarterback play? Because Hopkins was considered one of the best before Deshaun got there.
Yeah, Tweety, I agree. But can you give us outside of Hopkins? Can you give me some?
No, I'm only
bringing
him up because he's a superstar receiver. That's
I know. That's what I was about to say. Outside of him,
Dante Culpepper wasn't the best, and Randy Moss was cold.
Huh?
Randy Moss was pretty damn good, and Dante Culpepper wasn't that guy.
Hold on, man. Let me give it to you. Hold on, Hold up. Tweet it. The difference is Culpepper way better than fucking Mayfield. That's one. 2, he also had Chris Carter on the other side of the field.
And he got Jarvis Landry on the other side of the field.
But he also got Baker Mayfield.
Is Dante Culpepper really that much better than Baker Mayfield?
My opinion, hell yeah. Not even close.
Why? Because he can throw the deep ball?
Because he's a better quarterback.
Yeah, Dante Culpepper. Do you remember that? Dante Culpepper.
I think Dante Culpepper. What I was going to say.
No, Dante Culpepper won a lot of games, but it was because he could throw that deep ball to Randy Moss.
And Baker Mayfield really can't throw the deep ball. But that's
I'll give you that. He ain't got no rocket. He ain't got no strong arm.
What I was going to say was
the quarterback.
What I was going to say was Dante Culpepper was a lot better than Tom Savage and people like the people that DeAndre Hopkins have had. But outside of DeAndre Hopkins, can you name me a top flight receiver that just had terrible quarterback and produced like that?
Steve Smith.
Who you say, Steve Smith? He had some pretty bad quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
Who?
Steve Smith.
I mean, they weren't always bad.
They wasn't always bad. He had some years where you wouldn't say he had he had some years where you would say he didn't even have an average NFL quarterback.
I'm trying to think who his quarterbacks were.
I'm saying, what quarterbacks he had?
Wasn't Chris Winkie one of his quarterback?
Chris Winkie?
When he was in Carolina,
I think. Braxton.
You might be right.
The only quarterback I remember him with is Cam.
I have to look that up.
Oh, no, he caught Cam at the end of his career.
I mean, I know he had others, but I'm saying the only one I really remember is Cam.
And because Cam was one, that was because Cam was the best by far.
Him and Jake DeLong went to the Super Bowl, right?
Steve Smith wasn't
Jake DeLong did go to the Super Bowl. No, they went to the championship game. They did
go to the Super Bowl.
They went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they went to
the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Hey, listen.
I don't think Steve was on that team when they
OBJ, when he was in New York.
To my Eli,
man, Eli wasn't no superstar. Y'all miss me.
No.
Yeah. You gonna miss me. I know they TV show is good.
Well, if y'all look at Jake DeLong too, Jake DeLong wasn't a superstar every year either, though. He had some pretty bad years.
Yeah, I didn't say Jake. I said he did it with Jake DeLong. Jake DeLong was a solid NFL quarterback.
He was a solid quarterback. Yeah, he was.
So was it Eli Manning was a good NFL quarterback.
Did Steve Smith ever have to? Nah, he might have been way gone away. He might have been in Tennessee by then. I was going to say Kerry Collins, but I think he was in Tennessee when Steve Smith was in the NFL. Wasn't he? Or was he still in Carolina?
He was still in Carolina. Oh, because I think Steve Smith only played for Carolina. He played for the Ravens, right? On 2 teams he played for, huh?
If I ain't mistaken, yeah.
He played with Flacco.
I mean, Keenan Allen been quietly having a lot of good NFL seasons. Well, no, he had Phillip Rivers for a while.
I was going to say he had Phillip Rivers.
And y'all, Dios, you weren't on here, so I ain't going to blame you. But Tweety Grigg and Tweety been hating on Josh Allen. And Stephon Diggs had a great year last year.
Yeah, but look at him this year.
Yeah, you gotta look
What
at
you
too
mean?
Look at who
much.
this year.
Hold on.
Look at who this year.
I was gonna say I don't really talk too much about
Jacksonville.
Josh. Good or bad
Buffalo
about
is
Josh
5-3
I
and
said
number one in the
Stephon
AFC.
Diggs.
Yeah, but look at their last 3
I'm talking about
games.
Stephon Diggs.
It's
Huh?
that.
Their last 2 or 3 games though for Buffalo ain't been good.
Who in first place in the AFC East, Greg?
I mean, if I had to guess,
Right.
you
I
gonna
just
pick
told you. Okay,
Buffalo.
so will that get you in the
I
playoffs?
just told
It
you.
will.
All right, Malcolm, put him on mute. He don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, he worried about the wrong thing.
Hey, where we at on the picks, Malcolm? I know I'm not doing
I
it.
didn't do them picks last week, man. You probably got an insurmountable lead there.
Nah. I picked wrong. Like one of them games, I had picked.
He said one of them games, bro. You had like a 20-game lead. Like,
I think we all did
My
pretty
picks
bad like the
last
last 2 weeks.
terrible,
But
boy.
I picked.
Greg,
the
if we
49ers.
all did bad and you had a 20-game lead, you probably still got a 20-game lead. Like,
He ain't had no 20-game lead on me.
I'm just, it wasn't close.
I did. I picked the 49ers to beat the Cardinals, and man, that was a bad pick. My goodness.
I did too. I know I picked that too.
I did.
But to answer your question, who quarterback Steve Smith had? He's had Chris Winkie, Rodney Peete for a year.
And
Jake
that was old
DeLong,
Rodney Pete, right?
Jake DeLong, Vinny Testaverde,
Vinny T.
Jimmy Clausen, and Cam Newton.
Jimmy Clausen, I forgot all about that one, that boy.
Hey,
That's the original
Demarius Thomas
Sam
had some
Darnold.
great years with some
That's the
spares
original
in
Sam
Boston.
Darnold right
Who
there.
you
Who?
saying, LJ?
Demarius Thomas, he had some good years in
He had Jay
Denver,
Cutler,
but-
didn't he?
Yeah, he had.
And he
Tim
also
Tebow,
had Tim
too.
Tebow.
Yeah. He told Pittsburgh hard out with Tim Tebow.
With Tim Tebow. Matter of fact, I think they won that playoff game. Tim Tebow completed 2 passes.
Yeah,
One of them was game one.
Because what was
And
the
it was
old
a slant.
defensive coordinator for the
It
Steelers
was a
back in the
slant.
day?
Yeah, he
Kept
took that
blitzing
slant and
that
took it
man.
to the crib. You say what, Greg?
I can't remember the old defensive coordinator for the Steelers. A long time the coordinator.
LeBeau,
He kept
Big LeBeau.
he kept
He was there
blitzing.
for forever.
Big LeBeau.
Yeah, he's there forever. He kept blitzing Tebow the whole game. He finally got one
it was
right.
working until that last play.
That was Ben
Tebow
Roethlisberger's
completed 2
fault.
passes the whole game. Just so happened one of them fucked.
Ben Roethlisberger not playing this weekend, huh?
No, he got COVID.
That's probably
So-
good.
Is Aaron Rodgers playing?
He said that's probably good. That's
Yes,
Now
Aaron
you
Rodgers.
gotta be looking at
Aaron
my
Rodgers
pick.
is playing
Now
today.
you gotta be looking at my pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is
Bro, I
back.
might not ever pick Aaron Rodgers' team again.
Oh, dang. Why?
That dude is we never talked about that. Aaron Rodgers be lying. Yeah,
So he worse than
Aaron Rodgers,
Kyrie.
look at me in my
He worse
face.
than
You
Kyrie.
be lying.
He worse than Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie don't lie, man. Kyrie just be saying some
I got
wild
a
stuff.
question.
But
Did-
Kyrie
did-
don't.
Okay,
Kyrie ain't gonna
and,
lie to you.
and a lot of people been on Aaron Rodgers' ass, and rightfully so. But I have heard his defense that some people say that he really didn't lie because the NFL knew what he did and the Packers knew what he did. They
That's
just
right.
chose to gloss over it.
No, I just want to know what it came out of his mouth. I don't know what. I just heard what he said. I don't know what he did. I just heard what he said. Now, what
Why
the
did
NFL
why
and
did they
the Packers,
find
that's
him?
one
Why
thing.
was he fined then?
Well, I mean, I guess my thing is I don't know why he was fined, Greg. I really don't.
Because
I
they
didn't know
say he
was fined.
violated
I didn't know he was fined.
he
say what
violated
did they
he
Protocol.
violated
Protocol. Because he didn't have his mask on or something.
Really what happened was, this is my opinion, what happened was it finally literally got out that he wasn't vaccinated. So the
Right,
NFL
because
had to cover themselves and be like, all right, we're gonna fine you. And then the other dude, Lazard, got fined too.
If I'm not mistaken, and I said, because I obviously I don't get to watch a lot of Green Bay games because they don't come on down here a lot, so I haven't seen a lot of his press conferences. But
Yeah,
from what I was hearing,
with a mask on.
that he was being allowed to talk without his mask, and he was able to,
he ain't never worn no
like he was
mask.
treated by the NFL like he was vaccinated.
Because they're supposed to have their mask on the sidelines, right? If they're not vaccinated, right?
Right.
He never would have his on.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's like the NFL was treating him like he was vaccinated, but they also knew that because he was petitioning about the little immunization that he got to be looked at as the vaccine. So the NFL knew.
And I don't want to be anti-Joe Rogan. I know it's not a horse parasite drug, some or another, but it's some
I don't know what it was he got. I
I
don't
Man,
know.
listen. Joe Rogan a comedian. He don't need to be giving no damn. If medical advice from a comedian, you might have a problem.
Now, I just know that he took an alternative little vaccine, little treatment or whatever, immunization, and he had petitioned for the NFL even before the season started to like include him in the vaccinated category because he took this alternative immunization.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers, man, you need to go on, man. You know you listen.
Immunized.
Doing this, he got that shade tree vaccine stuff. Come on, man. It'll take the vaccine to wear a man. I mean, ain't nobody fit to argue with you. You play quarterback, man. We don't want to hear your damn medical thoughts.
Devontae Adams playing today? Devontae Adams playing today?
Who?
Yeah, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. Picks or no picks.
Devontae. Yeah, I think he is playing. I think so. I'm not sure.
Who you asking? Who playing?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, why wouldn't he play?
He was out on COVID protocol last week too, right?
No, he played last week.
Did he? I thought he didn't play last week. My bad.
He played last week.
I didn't think he played. I thought that was one of the big things that him and Aaron Rodgers was.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah, I thought so too. I could be wrong.
That was the week before. That was the week before he was out.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah, because they were making a big deal about Aaron Rodgers winning without his receivers. You're right.
Well, we got the MVP of the league going against Josh Allen today.
Oh, who was the MVP of the league?
Mike White, quarterback for the Jets.
Okay.
Who they playing this week?
Back to Pats.
Mike White MVP.
Mike White.
Obviously, I got the Bills, so.
Jets have been playing pretty good with that boy at quarterback, though. But I'm going.
What does that say about what's his name? Josh Wilson, Sam Wilson. What's his name?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
My Mormon brother. He
Might
might
not
even
he suck, AJ.
I didn't say he sucked.
I thought he liked my bad.
Yeah, I like Zach Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Boy.
Who you got, Dio?
You said it's Buffalo the Jets?
Yeah.
Buffalo.
LJ, is Zach Wilson
I'm going to
healthy?
take Buffalo, Malcolm.
Is Zach Wilson a healthy scratch?
Nah, he ain't healthy.
Okay.
Not healthy, no.
Okay.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. He ain't healthy.
Yeah. He might actually be a healthy scratch. So that's what y'all
Hey,
said.
because they said,
because
you heard what Miami said about Tua, talking about his finger was hurting. All of a sudden, hey, bro, you gotta go in.
Yeah, no, I would imagine like if he was having, it might be one of those situations where like in theory he's healthy enough to play, but he might not be 100%, and they like, well, we terrible, so we're gonna wait till you like 100 and like you know how you can take your phone off the charger when it's at 75% and you good, but they might be like, well, just gonna get to 100. Yeah, we ain't got to rush. Go and get to 100. So, but I ain't taking the Jets.
Plus, my backup been looking better than you. So,
you say what, Malcolm?
I said, plus they backup been looking better than the starter. So, probably got a little bit to do with it.
But yeah, I'm with the Bills on this one though. Even though Mike White is the MVP according to Malcolm.
And then we got Tampa Bay at Washington. Ugh.
Who you took, Malcolm, the Bills?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't believe in no damn Mike White.
Who you say Tampa Bay at Washington?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to give Curtis some picks? He ain't sent his picks in.
You said what?
I said, did you want to give Curtis certain picks, or you go give him nothing because he hadn't sent his picks?
I'm gonna give him Dallas, the Chargers, and then I'm gonna give him Cleveland.
I said whoever playing against LA.
And then whoever playing against the Rams.
Yeah, whoever playing against LA.
You always take Atlanta. Take
Yeah, he
Atlanta.
always take
Chicago.
Atlanta too, for real.
He said the Raiders. He take them a lot too.
Take the Browns.
Not
He
gonna
always
take
take the
the
Browns.
Browns.
Take the Browns.
The Browns, the Cardinals, whoever's playing the Rams.
And the
Cowboys,
Cowboys.
Raiders, and the Falcons.
And
Well, he
whoever
ain't gonna
playing
pick
against,
the Falcons.
Well, no, he ain't gonna
against
pick the
Cowboys.
Falcons. You're right. You're right.
and whoever playing
Like
against the
shit, he picked
Vikings.
Chicago a lot too. What's that boy name out of that boy out of Ohio State? That light-skinned boy out of Ohio State.
All right.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Which game we picking now? Which one we picking?
It's on Tweety. Tampa
Oh,
Bay
it's on
versus
me.
Washington.
Tampa Bay and who? Washington. I got
Washington.
Tampa Bay. I got Tampa Bay.
I got Tampa.
Apple. I think it was my turn. Okay.
Damn, that was a clean sweep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't worry on this.
I mean, they're gonna lose, huh?
Yeah,
No.
I hope I ain't got to worry, Malcolm. I really do hope I ain't got to worry.
We got Atlanta at Dallas.
But you already know who that's one of my gimmies.
That should be a clean sweep on that one.
Y'all even need to say it.
Malcolm gonna pick the Falcons.
No, he not.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it on a 12 o'clock game, Malcolm.
Fantasy guy.
Fantasy guy.
Fantasy guy Cordell Patterson is gonna have a big game today.
Man, this dude is a running back playing a receiver.
He can have a big game and they still lose.
He is playing running back, ain't he?
He started running back wearing number 84.
He can beat us. He can have a big game and they
He
still
used to be
lose.
y'all receiver, didn't he, Malcolm?
He did.
I didn't know.
Followed by pound.
I did not know they were
What's
talking
the
about the old receiver. I thought it was a young dude that's playing running back with his name. I did not know they were talking about the receiver. So the receiver is now running back.
Enter your participant.
So you saying you taking the Falcons, Malcolm?
That's why
Ain't nobody catching Greg Hill. It don't matter
his
what we
laptop
pick.
droop like damn.
Look, it don't
Everybody else
matter what
taking
we,
Dallas, so
ain't nobody catching Greg here. It don't matter.
That is
still
true.
got-
You're
we
lying
still
about
got
that.
time.
I got
still got time.
Nigga have to go undefeated for the next 3 weeks.
We still got time in the season. We can catch him.
Man, Greg I didn't even do last week, but without last week, Greg got a 15-game league on the next closest person.
What I say earlier, 20, I wasn't far.
Greg don't even know football. What is this?
Here you go. Ain't no beginner's luck, man. What's the next game?
Oh man, that's that analysis without analysis. Greg, you better get back on it or you ain't gonna start picking bad.
We got New Orleans at Tennessee.
And see, this is a tough one, man.
Not for me. I'm gonna stop picking against this team. I'm gonna tell you that right now, but go ahead.
You gonna stop picking against Tennessee? You gonna stop picking against the Titans?
Shit. I'm learning my lesson.
And see, Adrian Peterson, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know,
He ain't
man.
the starter.
I don't care.
Because I know he ain't the starter, but who started?
I don't know his name. Mac and something.
He just started. I know last week McNichols started, but he's not.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be him, man.
I'm
I
going.
think they're gonna have AP start.
I'm going Trevor Simeon and
Oh my
Sean
God.
Payton. I'm going with the Saints. I'm going with the Saints today.
We appreciate it.
Go ahead, Dio. My bad. Go ahead, Dio.
Because he went Saints, I'm definitely going Tennessee.
Gotta catch him, huh? I'm going
Gotcha.
I'm going Tennessee because I'm gonna stop picking against them until they make me look stupid for picking with them. Because every time I go against them, they end up blowing somebody out. They don't even be close. So I just, you know what, I'm gonna rock with them this time. I think LJ left, didn't he?
No, he on the phone.
Oh, okay.
LJ, who you got?
Tennessee.
Of course you do.
Yeah, Tennessee.
I got Tennessee too.
Greg Long Wolf in that thing.
We got Jacksonville at Indy.
That's that Dillard talking out there, Greg. That's all that. That's that Dillard talking.
Man, I got the Colts for sure.
Even though Jacksonville beat Buffalo?
I don't know about them beating Buffalo, man. And Carson Wentz, man, God dog, man, he look good sometimes and he looks really, really bad, but
That's why he ain't in it no more.
they can't lose to the Jags though, man.
Buffalo did.
Hey man,
Miami did too.
who is it again?
You?
Indian
team? Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
I'm going Indianapolis, but I'm gonna ask why out of all the money she been making out all the year, Pam, all of them don't get better wigs.
Damn.
That's been long standing too, man.
I got Indy, Malcolm. I got Indy.
She at the Dallas game?
Yeah, because that's the only one.
she
So I
at the
looked
Dallas
over and
game.
she's passing on the screen right here, and I'm like, man, she a little badass.
Dio cold-blooded, man. And she got a lot. I would think as long as she been on TV, she got some guap.
That's what I'm saying.
You got the Colts.
Yeah, he took the coach. Everybody's clean sweep. We got Detroit at Pittsburgh.
Get out of the boy.
Mason Rudolph, man. I got the Steelers.
Man, you racist. How you gonna pick somebody that called a man the N-word on the field?
Detroit is bad, man. I done picked them 2 times and they done let me down. I'm not picking. Like you say,
See that tweet?
like you say, you're not picking against the Titans no more. I'm not picking the Lions no more. I'm not
Boy,
picking.
almost took to the house on the first play, bro.
Who?
CD.
CD.
Boy, with like 50 yards in the first play.
Yo, screen pass.
You know we gonna win that.
Who
He
you
should
got?
have got more than Rodgers either.
Oh shit! God damn it! I'm sorry. What was who the picks again?
Pittsburgh. I mean Detroit at
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Detroit. I'm going Pittsburgh.
We got
Yeah. That's why I was like, oh shit.
They got almost just threw a pick 6. I got yeah, Pittsburgh, because I'm like, Greg, Detroit is horrible. They might go 0 for 17. They finna have the most losses in the regular season in NFL history.
Nah, they gonna win one. It's just not the week.
I don't see the win.
who you got, LJ?
I got Detroit.
LJ say this they win.
It's in
I got
Pittsburgh
Detroit
too,
too.
right?
Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh. I
Man.
got Detroit.
Okay, then.
Okay. Man, y'all just
Not
gone
this week. They gonna get one. Just not this week.
Tomlin, huh?
They
We got
be
Cleveland
a
at New England.
Because, who?
Cleveland at New England.
I'm going
Oh,
to England, man. I'm going to England.
I'm going to New England.
I'm going Cleveland.
LJ.
Who you got, LJ? New England or Cleveland?
I'm hitting New England. I got New England, man. I think they done figured it out over there. I don't know if Bill Belichick done start cheating again or what.
I done messed up my damn. I done messed up, man. I forgot to set my line up.
Oh, Michael
Oh, that's what you get.
Hey, Neil, come on, man. Hopefully you can have one of the weeks I was having that year I played fantasy. I didn't set my lineup at all, and I won.
I got Gallup on the bench though.
Oh, he just scored.
And he just caught a pass though. He just caught a pass.
I got New England. We got Minnesota at the Chargers.
Put him in for Nicole Harvey.
Long season for y'all, Malcolm. Y'all losing this. Y'all losing this one, bro. Chargers.
Okay.
Chargers versus who?
Minnesota.
Chargers.
Tweety.
Oh, I'm gonna actually take. Damn.
Are y'all 3-6, Malcolm?
Take bad.
Y'all
3 and
3-5.
5.
Y'all 3-5.
I'm
Y'all the
gonna
best three.
actually take. Where's it at? Where's the game at?
LA.
LA.
I'm gonna take Minnesota.
They the best 3-5 team in NFL history, Malcolm. I give you that.
Shut up.
Congratulations.
So close in so many games, man. Something got to change. Who you got, LJ? Oh, he got Justin Herbert.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Close is only good in field artillery, horseshoes, and when you throw a grenade.
I know. I said something got to change.
Other than that, it's just on target all day.
Hey. Side story. When I be negotiating with my customers, right? And I go into the office to get some more numbers and come back. They be like, "What's the deal?" I'm like, "Hey, close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades." Y'all know who I'm taking. Come on. I'm gonna ride it.
There you go,
Hey
Tweety.
man, there we go, baby.
Touchdown.
Yes, sir. CD Lamb. I don't know what kind of dance that was. He could have kept that, but
Is he what? Y'all think he what, third best receiver in that draft class? Or second?
CD.
Who's in that draft class?
That was Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Reagor, CD Lamb, Justin Jefferson.
It don't matter. He's number one, baby.
Jefferson might be the only one better than him.
He might be
Jefferson
number
the
2
only one
behind
better.
Jefferson. He might be number 2 behind Jefferson.
All right, he's number one.
There's another.
Nothing,
I feel like there's another one in there. I just can't think.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Justin Jefferson had a good year, but I think that was last year when fucking CD put up that year. He put up that with bad quarterback too. The Dak was out.
Hey, hold up.
I think Dak don't get hurt.
This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. Y'all talk shit about Kirk Cousins all the time, but then only time he good is when it helps CeeDee Lamb in that pass. That's the only time.
Hey, who are y'all? Who are y'all?
And people, Cowboy fans,
Hey
are beating
man,
it up.
the greatest 3 and 5 quarterback in NFL history, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up.
Greatest 3 and 5.
And they got a guaranteed contract. Minnesota thinks so too.
Hey, we got Carolina at Arizona.
Return to Cam.
I'm
Cam started today.
He's active today. I don't think he started.
Who?
Cam Newton. Cam Newton. He started today.
He back in Carolina.
Man,
Where
Carolina
you been?
posted a
Bro,
tweet.
I've been honestly,
They
bro.
posted a
I ain't
tweet
been
of him and
watching those-
McCaffrey like
I've been working, bro.
reunited.
Huh? Wow. Well, it don't matter. Arizona still gonna win, but yeah.
Who you got, Greg?
I got the Cardinals. I got the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Who you got, LJ?
Actually, I'm going to take Carolina in this. I think McCaffrey is playing.
Okay.
Kyler Murray and I think he's playing. Don't quote me on that. Kyler Murray and D
I don't
Hop
think he playing.
are both. Yeah, they both not expected to play.
I'm switching my pick. I'm taking.
No. I really been recorded.
You should have did your research
Hey,
before.
sis,
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
No.
Wrong Carolina.
So I got
research.
Carolina.
I'm still taking
Carolina.
I'm still taking Zona.
I got Carolina. Greg should have did your research.
No.
He still got time. He can win. You still
Yeah, I
see.
can change my pick.
I
People
still
done
say
that before.
Carolina lose, but I'm taking Arizona still.
I'm still taking Arizona.
I do
Ain't
have
no
a little bit of analysis though. Arizona has not necessarily been playing good lately anyway, even with Murray. So I kind of was, I know they're 8-1, but
They
you
ain't been
look at
playing
the
good.
games
They
have been
still winning.
close.
How's that?
The games
And
have
all
been close.
game.
Hey, like Greg said,
NFL,
hey,
Greg, a lot of games
hold
gonna
up.
be close.
Like Greg said, Minnesota's the greatest
Except for that
5
49ers.
team ever. Arizona's probably the worst 81 team ever.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
cold, boy. That's cold, boy.
I got Carolina. I'm sticking with it.
Arizona gets no respect. No respect.
Hey, Curtis got him.
Damn.
I'm picking them too to this week. I'm picking them too.
We got Philly at Denver.
I'm going Bridgewater. I got the Broncos, man.
Philly and Denver. Who you got, Greg?
Broncos.
Who you got, DL?
Yeah. Philly.
I'm gonna take Denver. I'm gonna take Denver.
Who you got?
High.
All that background noise.
You doing with the Eagles?
Man, you know,
High?
this is a pretty tough one. Denver coming off a good win over the Cowboys on the road last week. Philly quietly has started to at least appear as though they're figuring some things out on the offensive side of the ball, and they've gotten a couple wins here in the last few weeks. But I think I'm gonna go with Denver on this one. I'm gonna go with Denver. Even though they traded Von Miller, I'm gonna go with Denver.
What y'all think about Von Miller trying to threaten them boys to pay for his Halloween party, man? They both was a cancer in the Broncos. They had to get rid of Von Miller, bro.
He was a count. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there was a story came out that he was threatening the players like they had to chip in for his Halloween party, and that was one of the reasons why they traded him. Like the relationship was just too bad with Miller and the team in the locker room.
Yeah.
All right, we got Seattle at Green
Who
Bay.
did you pick, Greg? I mean, now, who you pick?
Von Miller would have had a broken leg. I'd have sure hit him right in the knee.
Jack
me.
say, all right, we got
Only one
Seattle at Green Bay, Greg.
I got Seattle.
Oh, Russell
Wilson
Wilson.
return. Yeah, I got
Said
Russell.
Seattle and Green Bay.
Yeah.
I got Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm still taking Green Bay.
Yeah, man. I think I know Russell Wilson is almost back, but he ain't back yet. So I'm gonna take Aaron Lyons for the dub.
I got Green Bay too. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Oh, they just marching down the field on iron right now. It ain't close.
So we got Kansas City
That
at the
boy
Raiders.
defense, they bending right
I
now.
got the Chiefs.
Hopefully they don't break.
I got the Chiefs.
Chiefs and who?
Raiders.
Ooh. Hey, go ahead, Dios.
Tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I'm gonna go with Chiefs, man. Even though I think the Raiders gonna win, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
That's why you don't
I'm
go-
actually gonna take the Raiders.
You gotta go
Chase
with the
deals, don't
Raiders.
jinx like that, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Patty have a better game. He ain't been doing
He
shit.
picked the Chiefs because he got Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback.
That's it. That's the only reason why. Because he ain't did shit for me in fantasy all year.
Man.
Oh man.
That's
That might
funny.
been the biggest
He
disappointment
can have
ever.
a great game and the defense let him down and it won't be his fault.
Again, I think the Raiders gonna win, but I'm gonna roll with the Chiefs, man.
But that's what I think are really
Yeah,
happening.
you got the Chiefs, LJ?
I picked the Raiders.
He been turning the ball over. Your boy look
Yeah,
young.
man. No. You know I'm rolling with Kansas City, baby. You know I'm rolling with Kansas City, baby.
Quarterback look human, LJ.
I got the Raiders.
Don't matter. It don't matter.
They actually played the Chiefs. They played the Chiefs very well. Even last year, they should have beat them twice, really.
Who you got, Malcolm? You got the Raiders?
Raiders.
A human Patrick Mahomes is better than 95% of the quarterbacks in the NFL still.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. He's still top 6 right now.
I hope he right today because I picked him. So
We got the Rams at the 49ers.
yeah, is it over for Cal Shanahan? I'm picking the Rams.
I was just about to say, I don't know if Cal Shanahan make it through this year.
Because now the talk is Cal Shanahan should have took Mac Jones. That's what they're saying.
Here's the even more disturbing part. They talking about Cal Shanahan gonna get fired in San Francisco and end up in Minnesota. Right.
That ain't what you want, Malcolm.
What'd you say?
That ain't what you want.
No.
You don't want that Shanahan legacy up there in Minnesota? Why?
Bro, this is okay. Our problem is we start out winning and we lose the lead. What does Shanahan do? Start out winning
I'm
and lose
just
the
saying,
lead.
you know, he damn sure got the same syndrome, but I'm just saying.
Who else they pick?
Bro, challenge that.
Damn.
No, who'd you pick?
I'll
You
be
picked the
honest.
Rams?
Challenge
Did I pick
that, bro.
who?
Come on.
You say
Okay.
what,
Rams or
Malcolm?
the Niners?
Greg picked the Rams.
I got the Rams.
Who Diaz picked?
Rams.
Who you got?
They
Tweet?
playing San Fran. I'm picking the Rams.
Yeah, man. I think it's a level of dysfunctionality right now in San Francisco with injuries and all this stuff, and they can't keep a quarterback healthy. I got Matt Stafford and the Peoples.
Okay, I got the Rams.
Oh, he didn't catch.
But-
he didn't
I
catch
do-
that.
Who need Jimmy
He didn't
Jimmy
catch that at all.
Garoppolo
They
to-
do the challenge. They do the challenge.
You got Jimmy Garoppolo
Yeah,
on
y'all
your
did.
fantasy team?
I got
Yeah,
Debo
y'all
Samuel.
just put that on mute.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that. He number one target, so he should get some.
You picking San Francisco, Malcolm?
No.
Oh,
He picking Debo Samuel. That's what he
I got you.
Man, I'm out, fellas.
All right.
Was that last game?
Yeah, that was Monday night. Yep, that is.
All right.
All right. Hope the Cowboys lose.
Well, they already up 7-0.
We keep hoping. We know y'all gonna lose though. We know y'all lose.
Hey, I hope not. I sure picked them ugly. I hope they don't lose.
That's a bad pick, sweetie.
It might have been.
Minnesota, Minnesota
Wait,
money back.
who Minnesota playing? I ain't picked that game, did I?
Yeah, I gave you Justin Herbert because y'all would pick Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, got you.
Send me my money back, deals if they win today.
All
All right, I'll let y'all.
right, fellas.